So in this lecture, we are going to discuss about convolution encoding or convolution codes. So there are a lot of subtopics in this topic. So I'll try to explain all of them step by step. So the first thing that we need to understand is its representation. So convolution codes are usually represented in this form NKL. So here N is the shift register length, or we also call it as the constraint length. K is the message bit, that is how many number of bits are we going to consider at a time, and L are the number of outputs. So basically this encoding scheme, it is totally different from the previous codes that we have done. So in this, no matter what is the length of the message, we will consider a certain number of bits at a time. So depending on the value of k. अगर k की वैल्यू 1 है तो हम 1 bit at a time consider करेंगे and then we will construct the code. अगर k की वैल्यू 2 है then we will consider 2 bits at a time and so on. Right? It might sound confusing, but we will discuss it with an example in next few minutes. So I'm going to explain with the example of 312 encoding scheme. So this is the most common and usually it's asked in your exams. So comparing it with its general representation, we can see that n is 3. So that means the shift register that we are going to have is of 3 bits. That is the constraint length. K is 1. So that means we are going to consider 1 bit at a time of the entire message. So that is here denoted by N0. And then we have 2 as L. That means we have two outputs. So outputs we are going to denote by x1 and x2. Alright. So x1 and x2 they are going to be some combinational function, a very basic logic function. For example, if you can see here, x1 is actually the XOR of m0, m1 and m2, while x2 is the XOR of m0 and m2. तो ये दो आपके आउटपुट्स इस कोडिंग स्कीम के अवेलेबल रहेंगे based on the values of m0, m1 and m2. However, there is one more concept here that is called the state. तो यहाँ पर हमारे पास सिस्टम की कुछ states भी होंगी and those states will be given by m1 and m2. You can see here. Alright, so अगर मेरे पास 3 बिट का शिफ्ट रजिस्टर है उसमें से 1 बिट हम मैसेज की कंसिडर कर रहे हैं एट अ टाइम डिनोटेड बाय m0, तो जो हमारे पास रेस्ट ऑफ द बिट्स बच रहे हैं शिफ्ट रजिस्टर में, फॉर एग्जांपल इन दिस केस इट्स m1 m2 2 बिट्स, तो ये दो बिट्स हमारे स्टेट्स देंगे सिस्टम पे. Since these are 2 bits, so obviously we can have 4 states. So you can see here for different values of m1 m2 we are having some state. So चार combinations है, so we have a b c and d states. All right, now let us see how actually you get the outputs and how the state of the system actually changes in this coding scheme. So we are going to consider an initial system, our shift register, and initially all the values are 0. So this is what we usually do. We take it by default that all the values are 0. And now we are going to consider a message. So let us consider this message 1011. So it's a 4-bit message. Again, as I told you, it doesn't matter what's the length of the message. Since we are dealing with a 312 system, we will be considering 1 bit of message stream at a time. So अगर मैं initial step को एक बार फिर से देखूं, everything is 0. We can easily calculate the value of x1 and x2. Simply ये जो expression हमें दे रखा है x1 x2 का, उससे हम value निकाल सकते हैं. And we can also look at the state of the system. So अगर state of the system की मैं बात करूं, then m1 and m2 are going to provide the state of the system. So if you see here, m1 and m2 भी 0 है, so that's why the state of the system is E. Now the first bit, that is 1 of the message stream, we are going to input it to the shift register. So मैंने अभी एक्सप्लेन किया था कि M0 आपका मैसेज बिट रहेगा. So if you see here M0, it has become 1 in the next step. Now since it's a shift register, remember every clock cycle पे आपकी shifting होती है. यानी जो हमारे पास ये वैल्यू थी ये यहाँ चली गई और ये जो वैल्यू थी वो यहाँ चली गई. So if you see here, 0 यहाँ पर शिफ्ट हो गया और ये वाला 0 यहाँ पर शिफ्ट हो गया, क्योंकि 0 0 है तो इट डजंट मैटर, 0 0 ही रहेगा. Now again, when we are at this step, we can calculate the value of x1 and x2 simply by using the combination expression that has been given to us, and we can check the state of the system as well. So state of the system is given by m1 m2 and it is still a. Now let us look at the next bit of the message string 0. So ये 0 आपका यहाँ आ गया, and again shifting is going to take place because it's a shift register. तो यहाँ का 1 यहाँ चला जाएगा and ये 0 यहाँ चला जाएगा. So you can see here you have 1 in the middle bit and 0 in the last space. Again you can calculate x1 and x2 simply, and state of the system now it is C because it's 1 0. So you can see it's C here. In the same way, you can consider the rest of the bits also and take out the corresponding outputs x1, x2 as well as the state of the system. So this is how the convolution coding scheme works. So at every step, whenever we consider the message, we are going to have some specific outputs and we are going to have the state of the system. So in this way, we can also construct state table, state diagram for this given coding scheme because we have states here. So that we will deal in the next lecture. So I hope this concept is clear to everyone. Most important points are the representation, the outputs, the number of message bits being used to form the state and create the output, and the number of bits being used for deciding the states of the system. And then you simply have to proceed step by step as we have discussed in this lecture.